Hi, welcome to our last video in our Jonah series. Can you remember where we left Jonah last week? Well, Jonah is angry and complaining to God. God has forgiven Nineveh for all of its evil, but Jonah believes that they should be punished for all that they've done. Now we see God reply to Jonah's complaints. The Lord replied to Jonah, "Is it right for you to be angry about this?" Then Jonah went out onto the east side of the city and made a shelter to sit under, as he waited to see what would happen to the city. And the Lord God arranged for a leafy plant to grow there, and soon it spread its broad leaves over Jonah's head, shading him from the sun. This made him more comfortable in the heat, and Jonah was very grateful for the plant. But God also arranged for a worm. The next morning at dawn, the worm ate through the stem of the plant so that it withered away. And as the sun grew hot, God arranged for a scorching east wind to blow on Jonah. The sun beat down on his head until he grew faint and wished to die. "Death is certainly better than living like this," he exclaimed. Then God said to Jonah, "Is it right for you to be angry because the plant died?" "Yes," Jonah replied, "even angry enough to die." Then the Lord said, "You feel sorry about the plant, though you did nothing to put it there. It came quickly and died quickly, but Nineveh has more than 120,000 people living in spiritual darkness, not to mention all the animals. Shouldn't I feel sorry for such a great city?" Now, there are 4 words beginning with P that help us understand this part of the story a bit better. God is patient with Jonah and wants to help him become aware of his feelings and help him to understand God better. God is always fair, but also always kind and merciful. God also shows his power over his creation, as he commands the plant to grow, the worm to eat it, and the wind to blow on Jonah. God sometimes uses the most unexpected people and situations to get things done. So never believe that God can't use you or speak to you. He will, and he loves to. God is also trying to give Jonah some perspective, which means changing his attitude to the situation. Jonah is frustrated because he's uncomfortable and his views are being challenged by God and the situation in front of him. However, God is telling Jonah that surely 120,000 people being saved and knowing God's love is more important than Jonah's comfort. Is there anything in your life that you're frustrated at or struggling with? Ask God to help you get his perspective on it. Finally, God is kind and loves all people. God cares about us so much that when we are sad or hurt, he gets upset too, and he wants to help us. Even when Jesus was in so much pain and was dying, he said, "Father, forgive those soldiers, for they don't know what they're doing." Even though the soldiers had tortured him, Jesus wanted them to be saved by God. That's crazy, but that's who Jesus is. And we can be Jesus' friend. All we have to do is ask him. If you haven't asked Jesus to be your friend before, why don't you do it now? Jesus has died for you, so you can be his friend and be with him forever. Whoa, I've learnt so much from Jonah's story over the last 6 weeks. There's so much more than just the whale. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. See you soon. Bye.